This is Sheeba with my 27th edition of Lockdown Mantra. They say eyes are the windows to the soul. In most cases, it is true. Without saying a word, you can read someone's mind just by looking into their eyes. I'm sure all of us have friends, siblings, or cousins who are like minded like us. Just one momentary look into their eyes will either make us reach out to them or burst into a fit of laughter. And then there are these mysterious eyes captured by photographers all over the world. Whether it's the world famous picture of that Afghani girl taken by the National Geographic photographer, or that random click by an acquaintance, these eyes capture you long after the picture has gone or faded. They hold a mystery, an enchantment, and yet you just can't seem to solve the puzzle lingering beneath those eyes. For me, one such pair of eyes are those of my sisters. We grew up totally poles apart from each other. I grew up in my maternal grandmother's house and I clearly don't remember seeing her then. She went to St. Thomas Residential School in Trivandrum when she was 5 years old. When I was three or so, I went to Malaysia, and it was there for the first time that we shared a room. To her, I was a stranger with whom she had to share her room and stuff. To me, she was that quiet character who spoke nothing more than a mumble. Having grown up with my grandmother, and maybe because I was second born, I was what you would call in Malayalam a kilkampati. And her eyes, no matter how much I looked into them, were as aloof as she was. Soon I joined her in the boarding. She had her circle of friends and I had mine. We barely interacted and acted like we didn't know each other. When we did, it was more of a confrontation. Her nail power was enough to win a fight over my muzzle power. Looking back, I laugh over the number of times she scratched me or I pulled her hair out. And all I got from her eyes were spewing rage or Cold War looks. Years flew by and she left school for college, and I was by myself in the hostel. That's when I really started missing having her around. That's when I realized how much I needed her to look up to. If she attempted anything, I would do the same just to be as good as her in it. Soon she started visiting me, and I felt in her eyes her care, protection, and love. That's when I saw her in a different light. Not as my enemy number one, but as my hero. We never stayed together as a family growing up. While my sister and I grew up in the boarding, my brother was with Papa and Mummy in Malaysia after a brief stint in the hostel. Finally, when I was in 10th, Papa retired and came back. For 2 years, we stayed together as a family, growing up in one of the most friendly and fabulous neighborhoods. We shared a room, clothes, footwear, and accessories, and went around like a pair of buddies. I met her college friends and tagged along with Chechi wherever she went, often being her mouthpiece and a source of embarrassment with my loud talks and laugh. Each time, she bore my nonsense with just a smile and that look in her eyes. As time moved, we started working, got married, and moved to different destinations as life took us. Through all these changes, I would pour out whatever I was going through in the tiniest of details, while she would call or write whenever she could. But I never really knew what she was going through from my childhood because she kept everything locked within her. When she was happy, her face beamed with happiness. And when she was hurt, all she did was to let out a sigh. Those eyes never betrayed what she held close to her heart. And today, those eyes are what I look up to. I remember as a child growing up, I used to mimic her actions. If she folded a sheet or sari by herself, I would push myself to do the same. When she had her first baby, her lips were bruised because she didn't want to cry or cause fuss despite hours of excruciating pain. I swore and did the same. But there are millions of things that I can't be even half the person she is. While my eyes are an open book of laughter, irritation, or pain, her eyes remain a mystery. Today is her birthday. Anyone who has an older sister will know and feel exactly what I'm saying. We're just so lucky to have these angels in our life, to learn, admire, and have a shoulder to cry on. Before my biggest pillar of support left us, Papa prepared her well to be what he was to us. Anyone who knows her will agree with me that she's really special and truly one of a kind. So today and always, I will look up into your eyes, for they bring me a sense of comfort and belonging like no other. I love you, Chichi. Love you so much.